Hello everyone and welcome to another YouTube video. Now today will be pretty unique because for the first time ever this won't be a tutorial or a map tutorial, any sort of teaching of any kind. Today we'll be looking at a Reddit post, which I don't usually do, by a user whose name I won't say for fear of being demonetized. Not that I make money on these videos anyway yet, but you know, better safe than sorry. And his post has garnered quite a bit of controversy in the community, with people agreeing and disagreeing. And because I like talking and the sound of my own voice, I'm just going to be looking at this post and seeing what I think of it, agreeing and disagreeing with things that he said, and going through it overall and seeing if he's actually made some good points. Sorry, if they have made some good points or if they're just speaking nonsense. So, without further ado, I'm going to pause it here for a second just so you guys can read the TLDR part of it. He's actually provided sources for all of their arguments, and that's pretty cool in my opinion. Let's see. Capture the flag feature. I disagree. I don't think we need. I think what Riot should do before adding any new modes like capture the flag or team deathmatch, I think Riot should focus on making the current modes in the game feel a lot better to play. Like maybe first of all making deathmatch an actually reliable training mode and a warm-up mode that's a bit better to use rather than what we currently have, which is just overall more aggravating than anything, and it can easily tilt you before you go into a ranked game. Would capture the flag work in Valorant? I don't think so. With the amount of like time it takes to kill someone, I don't really see how you'd make the game work. Especially just because just think of the person with the flag, the person with the spike. You're basically doing the same thing. You're running across the map. You'd obviously have characters that'd be way better at it than characters who wouldn't be. Like, you would never give your sentinel the flag. You'd always give it to a neon or a jet or a wraith who can just get across the map. Plus, with a character like Yoru in the game, Yoru can literally place his TP on like the flag delivery point, run, get the flag, and instantly TP, and he just wins the game for your team. Like, that's just feels very unfair. And if you're planning to do it without any abilities, then that's just not fun. Team deathmatch is kind of like whatever. It's just deathmatch, but now it's 5v5, which I don't think it would work just because of how broken the spawns are. Anyways, one team would very easily just be able to spawn camp the enemy team. Moving on. I don't see any problem with the guns. I think before adding new guns that could potentially break the game, I think Riot should focus on making the current guns in the game feel a bit better to use. Uh, Fast fire rate, near SMG slow fire rate, accurate. I don't know. I don't think we need any new guns. People can barely use the guns that are currently in the game. Why would you add new guns? Just reading this, I'm not going to read anything out to you guys. You have the ability to read yourself. Unrated is meant to be a burst of fun, no stakes, chill gameplay. This is not true. That's what you want it to be, but it's very difficult to have fun in unrated, in my opinion. Warming up for ranked. That's what deathmatch is meant to be for. So that, like I said, don't add new modes into the game. Fix the modes that are in right now. Newcomer mode. I guess that would help with smurfing, but you've already got to get to level 20 before you can start playing ranked. So if you're dedicated enough to make a new account and grind to level 20 and then go into ranked just to smurf, then by all means you should probably just not be playing this game. Good hit registration, synced up silver client animations, no random Ferrari peaks. If this is talking about the gameplay in relation to gunplay, I don't think Riot has any plans to change that anytime soon. They did one nerf to running and gunning purely because the community was up in flames that they were doing nothing about it. Hit reg in this game isn't bad. What's bad is the way hit registration interacts with the environment, because plenty of times they will headshot someone when they're out in the open, but because they're standing in front of a structure, the game will read that as a wallbang. So I think they should focus the hitboxes of the structures, because reliably, 9 out of 10 times, which is pretty decent, if you aim for the head and press the firing, press the fire, you will get a headshot. Let's see. No, this is just turning Valorant into Counter-Strike. Like, Riot has said they're not going to change the recoil pattern. It's going to stay RNG as long as Valorant is up as a game. headshot mechanic with several guns. And I don't understand what he means with that. Like, Valorant is very punishing already with the long, harsh recoil reset times as well as a one-hit headshot mechanic. Yeah, okay, so you don't want one-hit headshots? No. No. You want to spray and get multi-kills, use the Phantom. If you want to play aggressive long distance, use the Vandal. You are asking for you, yourself, and anyone who plays Counter-Strike to have an easier time playing the game. I think the reason why Valorant has randomized aim, although it's very annoying, trust me, I'd want this as well, but it's very annoying, it's because it's trying to differ itself from games like Counter-Strike and other games with set recoil patterns. Keep in mind, if you have set recoil patterns, then the first point you made with adding new guns in the game makes sense, because then you'll take the skill to learn how to use the new guns, but Valorant isn't getting any new guns anytime soon, so just adding a set recoil pattern just means the second people learn the recoil pattern, you've just removed a bunch of skill from the game, in my opinion. So no, I don't agree with that at all. Spurs keep the game competitive, as the recoil reset would probably be terrible and bursting would still be the best option. So you're asking to basically only give a recoil pattern to the guns. But that will change the game fundamentally. Because you could literally buy an Odin, and if you learn the recoil for the Odin, you just cross-map spray people from far away through walls or something. Like, I don't agree. Obviously, what I'm saying won't be easy to do, but this will punish new players even more. Because everyone can come into Valorant and run and gun or just spray and get a lucky headshot here and there, but if it's a set spray and people don't bother learning the set spray, not only have you just added another layer to learning, but I just don't think it will work in a game like Valorant. Voice chat being enabled, literally game breaking along with the old tab and polite. I agree. There's a lot of bugs that Valorant needs fixing, but this is less idea for the Riot employees to do, and I imagine they are working on this because they are being paid to fix Valorant. But it would be nice to just not have to deal with these every time there's a new patch that rolls around. But at the same time, if you look like a game like Apex, that's the biggest battle royale right now, owned by EA, a very, very wealthy company, they still have crashes, bugs, and problems every time they release a new season. So if they can't do it, how is a small indie company like Riot going to be able to do it, right? Better remake system. I agree with this. The remake system right now is atrocious. There's no reason why this can't be fixed. You get an RR loss when you dodge when you Alt F4 a game anyways. So instead of just being scared that people are just gonna like dodge to remake, just give anyone who goes AFK for 2 rounds, or anyone who's gone AFK during the remake, a loss. I don't think adding that piece of coding should be that difficult, right? Like, I do think it should be upped to maybe round 3 or round 4, or do it the same way League does, where you, instead of doing a round-based system, do a minute-based system. If you've been playing the game for 5 minutes or longer, you get the option to remake for a minute after that, because rounds can go like in a few seconds in Valorant. So in that minute, if the players want to remake, they can remake. If not, then the game carries on. This is going to be very hard to trap. It's very difficult. There are times where I've played against people who are just having a really good game and it looks like they're cheating. I don't think this is a thing. If you're going against a cheater and you get like proof, I know this is really tedious, but if you're going against a cheater and you get proof that the person was cheating and they don't get banned during the game you're playing, send an email to Riot with a clip. They'll find your account and they'll give you back your RR. But that's only if you really want to. Yes. The game should have launched with that. It's been a staple in League for so long now, the game should have just launched with this. There's no reason why you would lose over 20 RR in a match when one of your teammates went AFK round 5. This is disgusting. Winning round at more than KD compared to Diamond and below a KD engagement sources. So as all length. Okay, yeah, so the thing about RR is gain and loss is completely dependent on your performance in multiple things, but yeah, primarily it is still kills. So getting more kills will make you climb faster. But even if you're at the bottom of the leaderboard, once you get to Diamond and Ascendant, what will tend to happen is the leaderboard will still be there. There'll still be person top fragging and bottom fragging. But the difference between the top fragger and the bottom fragger will be 1 to 2 kills as everyone's skills evens out. Very rarely do you see someone that's just outright rolling the enemy team. So stuff like this, I don't think is that deep. There are times where you will make a lot of bottom fragging, there are times where you will make less. It's really dependent on how consistent you are in the game. Transparent as well as better indicators and factors involved in RR gain loss. This should account for more potentially even credits. Yes and no. I don't know what they mean by a more transparent rank system. They talk about, I think what they mean is down here, where they talk about seeing your MMR, and I do think it should show you what your MMR is, just to give you a good idea. But, like, if you think about it, the game used to technically show you what your MMR was, because you could see people's current ranks in the game before you went into a lobby. I still don't know why they removed that. They said people were getting bullied for being a certain rank. Well, that's not the person's problem they're getting bullied, it's the matchmaking system that put them there. And like, I think it should have been kept in the game. It was a very good indicator of how the lobby was going to go. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, but if you're in gold and you have 4 silvers on your team and the enemy team has 5 golds, even if the difference is like gold 1 to silver 3, you're still gonna have a bit of a rougher match. Like, and it's good to know that. It's healthy to know what your game is gonna go like. It's good to know that you're the worst player on your team rank-wise, and to get an idea of how the game is gonna go, because if you do good, it's gonna give you an ego boost. If you do bad, then you know you need to improve on some things. Indicators, factors, involvement, RR gain loss. Okay, so once again, RR gain and loss is almost entirely based on what your MMR is like. So if the game detects that you're in a rank you don't belong in, and I know that's very rough to hear, but if it detects that, then chances are it's going to try and boot you out of that rank. And in my opinion, if you're starting to lose anything above 22 RR per loss, even if you're doing really well and you just have one bad game, take a break and play only either unrated or go on an alt account and play ranked on that account. Because the game is trying to unfairly boot you out of whatever elo you're in. And that happens. It's happened to me. I had to take an entire season off of Valorant because if I tried to play, the game would have booted me straight out of Diamond into like gold because I thought that's where I belong. And then once I came back, I went from Diamond to Immortal. Like, it's just one of those things where you sometimes just can't play on a specific account because the MMR screwed you over. Alright. Yeah, so there we go. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not fair that you can lose so much. Well, see, here's the thing, right? There is a minimum amount of RR, a maximum amount of RR you can gain and a maximum you can lose, but there's no minimum. So you can literally win 1 RR if you play terribly. And so the maximum you can lose is, I think, 30. And the maximum you can win is 50. I've never heard of anyone winning 50 RR. That's insane. Although in most cases, if you're playing so well that you win 50 RR, the game will just make you skip an entire rank. It won't keep you in that rank. Better synced animation, less input lag, better recall. Okay, so these two are like sort of bugs, right? This is stuff that Riot is working on. I'm sure they're trying. I'm sure they are. I still get the bug where your character will start flipping and spazzing out, switching gun to melee, gun to melee, gun to melee really quickly. Better recall reset. They keep coming back to the whole recall reset thing. I don't think that's an issue. Like, if you want the guns to reset faster, then you're sort of removing skill out of the game. Because if you spray for an extended period of time, your gun is going to take more time to reset. If you want, what Riot should do, what Riot should be looking to do to help new players is keep, during the training, show you a sort of color indicator of when your spray is becoming too hard. So like, imagine your beginning crosshair is green, When you start spraying, it turns to yellow. Once it's red, that means you've like reached max spray, and you need to reset your aim. And then it will stay red up until it goes back to amber or yellow, and then it will go back to green to show your aim has reset completely. If Riot can include a system like that into the game without making it too hand-holdy, it would be an amazing learning tool. So like Riot, look into that. I feel like that would help a lot of people. This is an odd one. I'm very open about how much I dislike the operator. I think the best meta we had in the game was when the operator was 5k and everyone was pretty much forced to use ARs because it just felt so much better. It felt so much better to know that you lost the actual skill because someone was really good with an assault rifle than just holding an angle with an operator that will kill you from this like stomach up. And I don't have a problem with certain guns being better on certain characters. Like, you can make the same argument with the Judge. Like, the Judge is just infinitely better. Well, it's pretty much good on almost every character, but it's infinitely better on people with smokes and movement. Like, I disagree. I think the movement speed in the game is fine. It's a tactical shooter, it's not Call of Duty. You do not need the ability to sprint across the map. We already have Neon who does that, and not only is she not very good, but she's also not very liked. Also, this would just encourage more running and gunning, which is already just abysmal that a game all about tactics and positioning correctly gives you the ability to just headshot someone across the map like you're playing Call of Duty. Here's the thing, right? Back when the operator was really strong, my idea for nerfing it was not to touch its, like, price or anything, but just to make it clunkier to use. Like, what's it called? You can't use an ability whilst you're actually cocking the operator after taking a shot. Like, if you do that, that would add clunkiness to the weapon, but it would also mean that characters like Jet and Chamber can't use it as effectively as everyone else. But obviously that would be slightly game breaking and it would make the operator useless. I guess they could try, but a heavy weapon is meant to be clunky to use. You're not supposed to be able to run around with an operator or an Odin like it's a Spectre. I don't have a problem with it. If you don't like Breeze, then that's on you. That's a personal opinion. I think the map selection system is okay. I play Ascent very little, and it's trying to push out the new maps more and more, which makes sense, because the more you play a map, the better you get at it. This is more personal problem with the game and the map design than it is anything else. Replay system. I don't even need to explain that. You guys know exactly what he means by replay system. No. No. The fact that you get any battle pass bonus is nice. It's something they recently introduced. They want you to play the game. If they give you 10% bonus and you finish the battle pass in the week, you ain't returning to Valorant unless you're grinding ranked. I'm sorry. Endorsement system. They're pondering. This is something that Riot has openly admitted they want to introduce. Would it be good in Valorant? Yes. But currently the endorsement system is just not reporting your teammate for trolling, which is quite funny in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Introducing a pointless endorsement system won't do anything for the game. Congratulations, your teammates like you. What do you gain for it? Absolutely nothing. What's the point? And if they introduce an endorsement system, they have to introduce some kind of reward for being good. Obviously, you can argue that you should be good for the sake of being good, but that's very difficult to do in a society that's so like reward based. 1v1 and 2v2 game modes, again, fix the game modes in the game before you add new ones, and the maps aren't designed to be 1v1 and 2v2, and if you need any proof of that, just go play a 1v1 deathmatch with someone and try and find each other. Unless you decide exactly on an area to play, you will not find each other. Custom community servers. Like, keep in mind that if you do this, you won't be able to stop people from cheating. Because if you have a custom community server that you can get, you won't be able to have Vanguard. Workshop maps, no. Right, selling point is that every season they release a few new agents and a few new maps. If you could make modern maps, then Riot would lose its main attraction to the game. It could potentially bring more people in, but what Riot doesn't want to happen is people will be playing custom maps more than original maps. Also, they'd have to implement a whole new system for, like, people who want to play Dust 2 and Valorant but ranked, you know? Better deathmatch? How? I don't like people that go, just make deathmatch better. How would you make deathmatch better? If you want to know my opinion, deathmatch should be 10 people, not 14. Deathmatch should not have what's it called, should help introduce you to strafing and should be a lot more based around movement rather than standing still. The UAV should be removed, should be made stronger because that will encourage people to move around more. I think it should ping like once every, I don't know how often it pings now, but once a second or something like that. It should just find a way to encourage people to not hold angles because deathmatch is a warm-up game. It's all about improving your strafing, improving your aim. If you can find a way to get people to move, then that would be way better. No. Once again, no. The whole point of buying a skin and having the option to upgrade it is how much of clutter do you want on your screen. So I'm gonna get back to this when he's talking about money, and I'll explain why I disagree with people's opinion on how much skin should be worth. But no, that would just Radianite is already obsolete because if you buy a single battle pass, you should have enough Radianite to max at least 3 guns. Um, They've already added a skin randomizer. I think this is very niche. Like, having a specific skin you want to use with a specific agent, bro, just go select it. If whenever you go into the game before you queue up, you're already gonna tell yourself, I'm gonna play Cypher today. I'm gonna play Jet. So literally just go into your skins and select the guns you want to use, then lock in that character as soon as you can. Like, I don't think this is worth it. This is adding storage to a game who is trying to be able to be played on a potato, and any extra things they need to add to the game will make it harder for people to play said game on the potato. No. There you go, back to the spray pattern. Nah, I don't have a problem with it. You very rarely spray in the game anyways, and if you do, it's probably with the Phantom. And there is a spray pattern in Valorant, just it's randomized because it goes up and then it'll go either left or right. And you can actually track it because you can see where the bullets are going on the wall. So if you're ever in a spray, just take a nanosecond to look at the pattern behind the wall and you'll figure out if it's going left or right. And unironically, if you think about it, it's because of the way the system works, it's a 50-50 chance. So if it goes up and left, the next one will definitely go up and right. In fact, you could probably make a chart showing how often the spread goes left and right, and you'll see that more often than not, it will go either left, right, or right, left. It won't ever go left, 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 right, 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 you know? But that's what they want to do. They want the spray pattern to go up, left, right, left, right, left, right, or up, left, 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 left. Like, no. Um, don't buy the buddies. You get so many just from playing the game. You could have bought no battle passes from the beginning of the game up until now and no skin bundles, and you would still have at least 20 to 30 gun buddies. And seeing as you get 2 of them, that's more than enough to put on your weapons. Or yeah, once again, if you have a problem with the price of things, just don't buy them. Like I'm not very rich. I don't have a lot. I have barely any money, to be completely honest. But I'm not gonna buy gun buddies. And when it comes to skins, I'll only buy the skins that I like anyway. So there's no point. Yeah, you can't. So I agree with like being able to use the same charm on more weapons, but that just makes you a boring person. No, just no. Once that's once this game has had like 5 years, if it's still alive after 5 years, and people are so sick of using the same weapons, then add new weapons. But currently, there's still people who have no fucking clue how to use other guns in the game. Proper gifting system. I agree. This would be nice. Like if you have a friend that really likes some skins and they can't afford them, this would be very nice. Same as before. Same as before. Nothing to be said about that. That's just correct. You can favor variants or tiers. Yeah, I mean, you could do that, or you could just select the gun you want. I like the randomizer, and I like the idea. I'm not too fussed about variants, and I'm really not fussed about tiers. If I'm gonna run a skin, you bet your ass I'm gonna have the skin maxed out. So, right, think about it logically. If you want to buy a skin, or you know there's a skin bundle coming out and you've been playing Valorant for a while, what you'll do is you'll buy the battle pass that you finished and you get, I think it's 30 to 60 Radianite, right? Probably even more, because you get 30 Radianite just for doing the extra battle pass for free you get at the end. So, I'm not too fussed about it. And once again, like, the whole don't buy Radianite, it's a scam. They only put it in the game for people who are super lazy and have a lot of money. I should be paying to have everything completely unlocked, not shoehorning to buying yet another currency. That is, yeah. It is a scam, yes, but I've been playing the game passively and I'm already getting Radianite. I agree. It is it is getting worse, but that's because of everything I've said so far. With the more features you add into the game, the more things can go wrong. It's not a few skins. It is not a few skins. The best battle passes in the game have had some really iconic skins. Like the first Karambit in the game was a battle pass Karambit, and a lot of people are upset they're never getting it again. So I disagree with this. I think the battle pass for someone who doesn't have a lot of money is really, really good. It's cheap. It's pretty affordable, being only £10, or was that in dollars, like $12? And it is really, really good. Like, by all means, if you really, really want skins, get the battle pass skins. Killing someone with a rifle while you have a good friend's your classic. No. This will be very... So you were just complaining about the game getting worse, but you want to add more features. Like, this is like contradictory to what you were saying. If you want the performance to get better, they need to make the game easier to run, not add more things. I agree. I as much as I think the new UI they made for the game looks very, very good, and the reason why I'm not going over this is because I already spoke about it, but I think the new UI does look good, even though it's not centered. But yeah, characters that are blatantly broken should be like fixed sooner. I don't want Valorant to fall into the same trap as League though, because what League does now is they'll release a character, pretend that they're balanced, they turn out to be overpowered, and no one is surprised by that anymore. And then 2 weeks later they nerf them. I think what Riot has done so far with Valorant very successfully is they've made characters look strong, but they come out, and a lot of the time they feel slightly underpowered, and the reason for that is no one understands how their abilities actually work. So, Chamber took a while to be discovered to be very strong. Everyone knew he was going to be strong, but he's probably the only character that was added to the game that was downright busted. Okay, not that much left. Let's see. Yeah. Better servers kind of, yeah. So this is true. I would think a better tick rate would be nice. I do want to feel a bit more. I do wanna. I do wanna have a bit of a smoother gaming experience. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I have problems with ping as well. No, no, absolutely not. That is stupid. I'm sorry. I don't want to insult you, but that is stupid. Why would you create a game mode that's supposed to simulate Valorant with lower stakes and then make a version of Valorant that's not accurate to the game? You should not. Unrated up until level 20 should be if you're like serious about ranking up whilst you're grinding to level 20, unrated should be your version of ranked. You should take the game seriously. You should use unrated to learn how to play. And if you make unrated shorter, then everyone who's been playing unrated will go into ranked and wonder, hey, why isn't this working? Riot's already made a mistake like this with League. I don't know if you guys know, but if you play beginner bots, all of the minions give double or triple XP. So you actually reach level 3 in League of Legends on on intro bots a wave and a half in, instead of the regular game where it takes 2.5 waves to reach level 3, and that can cause confusion, and you also deal more damage in intro bots than you do in the regular game. So yeah, I don't think they should make unrated easier to play or shorter. They've made every single limited time game mode permanent now. I don't think they're removing any of them. More of them, no. Make the ones that are currently in the game feel better to play. Personal opinion. If Valorant is starting to feel long and boring, play something else. I'm sorry. That's very difficult to do. League's been out for 13 years now, 14 years, I don't remember how long, and they still can't do that, so that's very difficult to do. Just send one this season. Yeah, I can drop tracker from since there is that the amount of trolls racial abuse people accounts. Diamond is terrible. Diamond is a disgusting rank. Ascendant is getting worse and worse every day, but Diamond is probably the most toxic rank in the game. Reputation system. I don't think it needs a reputation system. I think what it needs is a more direct and like intense banning system. Like, if you were racist, sexist, abusive, very directly and saying things that shouldn't be said, then you should get permanently banned. Because League will perma ban you for saying like fuck. So why doesn't Valorant? They usually start screaming of yeah. Once again, Diamond very strong, a very toxic man. By forcing everyone sitting here, I just want maybe now if you're smoking off me and pushing me or something. Yeah, I have this. I experience this as well, but very rarely. Like, I'm sorry, but I know you guys experience this, but it's nowhere near as intense. People experience negative emotions and negative acts way more intensely than positive ones. So if you have a sour round out of 5, that sour round is going to stick way more than every good round you've had. Yeah, this is true. This is all true. I don't think the not a single ban thing is true because me and my friends have reported people speaking like this, and we've gotten messages of them being banned almost instantly, and Riot is pushing to have a more reactive ban system. Guardian is not a glorified Marshal. I'm sorry. The Marshal is a decent weapon on Eco, but the Guardian is actually really underrated as a gun. And making it cheaper would make it the best rifle in the game. I think maybe 2000 I agree, but not 1850. Because then it would just become the best second round gun. You just buy a Guardian and you stomp the rest of the game. No. No, 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 no. The Phantom is so strong. The Phantom is a good gun. It has a way more forgiving spray pattern. It has a way more forgiving playstyle. You're not supposed to peek into a Vandal with the Phantom. If you're playing mid and you're getting one-tapped by the Vandal and you think that's the issue because you're running the Phantom, no, that's your issue for taking a bad trade. That's you making the wrong decision in that game. So no. The Phantom and the Vandal are perfectly fine. If anything, I think what should happen is the Phantom... What is it right now? 25 Vandal, 30 Phantom, right? I think the Vandal should get 5 more bullets to make it even. That's the only thing I want. A lot of the time, you'll have people that accidentally run out of bullets with the Vandal. There was a lot of good communication with Riot regularly responding. I don't know. No. No, 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 no. Harbor is not weak, you're not playing him correctly. I'm sorry. His ultimate is pretty meh, but his kit is very strong, and anyone who says Harbor is weak, you're not playing him correctly. Harbor is so scary. A good Harbor is scary, man. And they've already buffed him. He's got 2 walls now. Do you know how strong that ability is when playing against an operator? It's disgusting. You just use the wall, you push it up, and as soon as it goes down, you bring up the second wall. Like, it's really strong. Harbor's wall is 15 seconds, but actually 12 is the wall, 3 seconds to go up. The shield is expensive, but the smoke fades immediately after 13 vandal shots. Yes, because it needs to be it needs to be balanced. If the smoke stayed up for too long, or if it took more shots to go down, then it would be too strong. Plus, you got to keep in mind that by the time you use your smoke to defuse, people will have less ammo in their guns. So, like, 13 Vandal shots is a pretty big commitment, especially because once the smoke goes down, like, I probably like talk about it when I do the Harbor video, but we'll see how long it takes for you to get 13 Vandal shots compared to the 8 seconds it takes to defuse Spike, but I think that's fine. Harbor is okay. He's not the strongest smoker in the game, but he's definitely not weak. Absolutely not weak. And once again, I'll show how strong Harbor actually is in my Harbor video, but yeah. All in all, really good points. Some of them pretty obvious, others I don't agree with at all. You've contradicted yourself quite a few times in this post. But yeah. Yeah, pretty decent post. I can see why it garnered so much traction. Like, it's definitely got some really good points, not so good points, and it's overall a pretty good post. Let's see it, right? Anything interesting? I see. That's interesting. Yeah, just anything else that you guys want to read. Yeah. So obviously the tech rate has been a big talk about in the community recently. But yeah, good post. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn post notifications on. I never say that, but make sure you stay tuned. Harbor video coming out very soon, and I appreciate you all. Catch you in the next one. Goodbye.